Thanks everybody for joining me today for our deep stretch workout. We are going to get started with a warm-up. Super important to start moving your body, getting your body warmed up before you get into some deep stretches. So you want your muscles to be loose before you can focus on stretching. So I'm going to start just by walking around my space. I do have my yoga mat laid out. Maybe you want to walk in place or just take some steps around your mat. Again, just warming up our body very gently to start. As I'm walking, I like to add in some arm swings. So I'm going to swing my arms forward and back as I continue to walk, bringing my arms about to shoulder width height and then back behind my back. After some forward and back swings, I'm going to swing them from left to right. So opening my arms up really wide, giving myself a big hug. Once you're feeling good with some gentle movement, I'm going to come to the center of my space. My feet are going to go still. Let's start with some arm circles. Excuse me. I'm going to put my arms into a T position. Elbows are straight. Fingertips are pointing to either wall. I'm going to start with big circles forward, and I'm going to go slow. I really like to take these slow and controlled. So every movement, I'm feeling that stretch as I'm reaching big. After a couple big circles, I'm going to make them a little bit smaller. I'm still going to focus on moving kind of slowly to really just wake my arms up gently. And then when you're ready, I'm going to switch. Now I'm going to go backward circles, starting big, reaching up tall towards the ceiling, bringing my arms back behind me. Really feeling that reach in all directions. And then after a couple big circles, I'll make them smaller. Still going to go kind of slow to just feel that stretch in my arms and my shoulders. And in 3, 2, 1, just going to let my arms fall down at my side. I'm going to move into some shoulder rolls. Fingertips are going to point towards the ground. I'm going to do one shoulder at a time. I'm going to start with my right shoulder. Bringing my right shoulder up towards my right ear. I'm going to go backwards first with my circle. So now bringing that shoulder behind my back. My chest puffs out forward a little bit. I feel my shoulder blades squeeze together. I'm going to do that just a few times. And then I'm going to switch, letting my right shoulder go still. Now I'm bringing my left shoulder up towards my left ear. Same thing, backwards circles here, bringing that shoulder behind your back. And then back around to the front. And then switch. Now I'm going to go forward. I'm going to stay on that left side. This time, bringing that shoulder forward in front of my body, feeling my chest kind of cave in, my shoulder blades separate on that left arm. Taking some deep breaths as well as you find some gentle movement here, and then switch. Gonna let my left shoulder go still. Same thing, finish it out on that right side, bringing that shoulder up towards your right ear. This time we're going forward circles. A couple times here. And in 3, 2, 1, letting your upper body go still, taking a moment to catch your breath. Let's move into some leg swings. So I'm going to start with my feet shoulder width apart. I'm going to work one leg at a time. If you want to hold on to a wall for balance or a chair, I'm going to have my hands on my hips, whatever feels best. I'm going to swing my right leg forward and back. So lifting my foot off of the ground, just kicking forward and then kicking back behind me in that swing. Warming up your hips here. I'm going to do about 10 swings. Whatever height feels good for you. You don't have to move your leg very high just to start activating that hip on your right. And in 3, 2, 1, moving my right foot down. I'm going to switch to the left side. Same thing on the left, kicking that left foot forward and back. Again, finding your own range of motion here, but feeling that stretch in your hips, in your lower back, in your core. And again, just gentle swings forward and back. And in 3, 2, 1, we're going to switch back to our right leg. This time we're going to swing our legs from left to right. So instead of going forward and back, I'm going to bring my right foot in front of my body, just about one step. This time as I'm swinging my leg from left to right. So now I'm opening my hips up wide, kind of like we're doing open the gate, but this time we're just swinging. Feel free to step that foot down for balance at any point if you need. Just really working on that outer hip. And in 3, 2, 1, and plant that right foot back on the ground. We're gonna switch, do the same thing on our left side. So when you're ready, feet are shoulder width apart, bringing that left foot one step forward in front of your body, and this time swinging that left leg from left to right. My left side balance is a little bit weaker, so just take your time here, grab onto a wall, whatever feels good. And in 3, 2, 1, and release. Lower that left foot back down onto the ground. From here, let's take a big inhale breath in as we reach our fingertips up towards the ceiling. We're going to take this into a forward fold. So on your exhale, feet are shoulder width apart, hinging at your waist, bringing your hands down towards the floor, to your knees, to the ground, as far down as you can go into that standing forward fold position. Going to hold it down here at the bottom for just a second. And then when you're ready, taking that inhale breath, we're going to come to a halfway lift. So I'm going to bring my hands up my legs until I'm about halfway. My chest is still pointed towards the floor here. My back is straight. And then on the exhale, one more time, going into that forward fold. Hands are coming down towards the floor. Feeling that stretch in your hamstrings, the backs of your legs. And then one more time, inhale into that halfway lift. Hands are coming about to your knees. And then exhale, forward fold. Hands come back down to the ground. When you're ready here, coming back up to a standing position very slowly, really uncurving my spine a little bit at a time until I'm back up into that standing position. Chest is facing forward. Going to take a deep breath in, maybe raise your shoulders up a little bit, and then on your exhale, letting your body go neutral and letting your body recover. We're going to finish it out here, excuse me, with just a little shake it out. So I'm going to kick my legs forward a couple times, wiggle my fingers, shake my arms out, whatever feels good, maybe a couple hip twists to just shake everything out and get ready for our stretching. I'm going to grab a quick sip of water. We're going to get into a dynamic stretching flow to begin. I'm going to turn on a little bit of music for the background, and we're going to get into it. Here we go. Let me know about volume if it's ever too loud. All right. We are going to start feet shoulder width apart. We're going to start standing to begin. We are going to start with some side bend. We're going to flow through these dynamically. So we're going to move left and right at our own speed. And then we're going to finish it with a static hold. So when we start, my feet are a little bit wider than shoulder width apart, toes pointed forward. I'm going to reach my right arm over my head. Fingertips are going to point to the wall to the left. I'm bending my side body over to the left until I am at a position where I can hold that stretch. We're going to hold here for about 3 to 5 seconds, and then we're going to switch, lowering that right hand down, and then we're going to switch on the left. Left hand is going to come up overhead. This time we're going to lean towards that right side in our side bend. Holding here for about 3 to 5 seconds, and then switch when it feels good to you. We're going to do it about 3 times on each side, rotating from left and right. When you're in your side bend, I'm trying to keep my hips stacked forward, so I'm really only feeling the bend in the side of my body. I'm not bending my hips too much. And then last one. Once we come back up to standing, both arms are going to fall down at our side. This time we're going to hold that side bend static. So I'm going to start with my right hand, fingertips over my head, pointed towards the wall to my left. This time with my left hand, I'm going to grab onto my right wrist for a little added resistance. That left hand is going to be pulling my right arm a little bit further into that side bend stretch to the right. And we're going to hold here for another 15 seconds. Focusing on your posture, standing up tall to really feel that stretch at its fullest capacity. And in 3, 2, 1, and release, coming back up to standing, letting both arms fall down at your side. We're going to finish this out here, this time with our left hand, bringing that left hand up overhead, fingertips point to the wall to the right. This time with your right hand, if it feels good, grabbing onto your left wrist, for that added resistance, pulling your left arm a little bit further into that right side stretch. And we will hold here for another 15. If it feels good for you, maybe turning your nose up towards the ceiling. And in 3, 2, 1, and release, coming back up to standing, letting both of your arms fall down at your side, and then just taking a moment here to let your body recover. From here, I'm gonna get into a wide leg position. So my feet are gonna be wider than shoulder width apart, finding a good base for you that feels solid in balance. We are going to get into not a squat, but we're gonna hinge at our waist and stick our butt back until our chest is pointing towards the floor. I'm gonna put both of my right hand on top of my right knee, my left hand on top of my left knee. So I'm supporting my weight here in my hands on my legs as I lean forward. From here, we're gonna rotate one shoulder at a time down towards the center. So my right shoulder is gonna come down towards the center of my legs. My chest is going to turn to face the wall to my left. So I'm feeling this stretch in my hips, in my groin a little bit, and in my lower back as I twist. I'm gonna hold it here for a few seconds. And then when you're ready, I'm coming back to center, chest points down towards the floor, and then I'm gonna switch. This time my left shoulder is gonna come in towards the center, turning my chest to face the wall to the right, feeling that twist in my spine. And then let's move through this at your own pace. We'll switch left and right whenever feels good for you, making this a dynamic movement at your own pace. I like to take a big deep breath in as I come back to center, and then exhale as I let my shoulder fall towards the middle. We'll go one more on each side. Last one here. And in 3, 2, 1, my chest is coming back to center. I'm gonna slowly come back up to standing and bringing my feet in a little bit closer into a standing position. Taking a big inhale breath here, and as you exhale, letting your body go still. From here, let's take this into a calf stretch. So feet are shoulder width apart. I'm gonna extend my right foot one step forward. My right heel is gonna plant onto the ground. My right toes are in the air. Play around with the spacing here, whatever feels good for you and helps you have some solid balance. Once that right foot, toes are in the air, heels on the ground, I'm gonna hinge at my waist. I like to take both of my hands and run them down my right leg until I'm at a spot where I can hold it. Maybe that's at your knee. Maybe you can grab all the way onto your toes. But we're feeling that stretch in our right calf, our right hamstring. And in 3, 2, 1, kind of come back up to standing, running my hands back up my leg. I'm gonna leave my right foot where it is. We're gonna go 2 more times just on our right leg. Again, at your own speed, or you can follow along with me. When you're ready, running our hands down our right leg, sticking our butt back, chest faces the floor, finding a range of motion that feels good for you. And then when you're ready, I'm coming back up to standing. Taking a deep breath once you get back to the top. Final time here, into that right leg, running your hands down your right leg, feeling that calf and hamstring stretch. And in 3, 2, 1, coming back up to standing. I'm gonna return my right foot to that starting point, letting my body recover for a moment, and we're gonna do the same thing on the left leg. So when you're ready, this time stepping my left foot, one step forward, left heel is on the floor, left toes are in the air. This time, both of my hands are gonna run down my left leg. When you're ready, hinging at your waist, sticking your butt back, chest points down towards the floor, And then extending those arms as far as you can until you're at a point where it feels good to hold. We'll go again through this 3 times at your own pace. When you're ready, coming back up to standing. Taking a deep breath at the top. And then when you're ready, one more time, hands come down that left leg. And in 3, 2, 1, coming back up to standing. Final time here on this calf and hamstring stretch. When you're ready, let your hands run down that left leg. Holding it at the bottom in whatever spot feels best for you. And in 3, 2, 1, coming back up to standing, stepping that foot back, letting your lower body recover. I like to maybe shake it out a little bit, maybe bend each knee a couple times. Just let your body recover. We're gonna finish out this standing sequence here by getting into a wide forward fold. So I'm extending both of my legs out wide, toes are pointing forward, finding whatever distance feels best for you, but we're gonna take this into a forward fold. So the farther your legs are apart, maybe the easier it is to reach the ground, but work within whatever feels best. Taking that big inhale breath as I reach my hands towards the sky. And then on the exhale, my hands are coming down to the center here, as far as you can reach. Once we're at the bottom here, I'm going to bend each of my knees one at a time. So from here in this wide forward fold, I'm gonna bend my right knee, and then I'm gonna go back to center. Bending into my left knee, back to center. I'm gonna do that one more time on each side. Again, play around with what feels best for you here. This is deepening the stretch that we feel in our groin, on the insides of our legs, in our quads, our hamstrings. And in 3, 2, 1, slowly coming back up to standing. I'm gonna bring my feet in a little bit closer together and take this time here to let your body recover. I'm gonna grab a quick sip of water. All right, we are gonna flow a little bit here as we work our way onto the floor. So we're gonna finish one last standing flow here with some inchworm to cobra. Option here is to do one or the other. So if you don't wanna flow in from the inchworm into your cobra, you can just choose the static stretch that feels best. So just that cobra or just your inchworm. But I'm gonna start with my feet shoulder width apart on the end of my mat, so on that short edge, so I have space in front of me. From here, I'm gonna go into that forward fold. Hands are gonna come down towards my feet. I'm gonna walk my hands forward until I am in that high plank position. You can drop to your knees if that feels best. But from this plank position, I'm gonna drop my hips down to the floor until I'm in that cobra position, chest facing forward. My hands are still stacked underneath my shoulders. My arms are straight here, stretching that lower back, your core. And then when you're ready, tucking my toes back under, up into that downward dog. So I'm sending my butt to the sky and walking my hands in that inchworm back to my feet, and then standing back up. So a 2-part movement here, walking our hands out in that inchworm, lowering our hips to the floor for cobra. We're gonna do that 3 times. So we'll go twice more. Once you're ready, hinging into that forward fold, hands come down to the mat, walking my hands forward while keeping my feet where they are until I reach that high plank position. Back is flat, arms are straight. From here, drop to your knees, drop your hips down to the floor, keeping your hands where they are, into that cobra. Holding it here for a moment. And then when you're ready, tucking your toes right into that downward dog, butt comes to the ceiling, and you can walk your hands back to your feet. And then taking your time once you come back up into a standing position. We'll do that one last time here when you're ready. Final inchworm to cobra, into that forward fold, hands come to the ground. Walking into your inchworm, holding that high plank for a moment, dropping your hips down into your cobra. Chest faces forward, feeling that stretch in your low back. And in 3, 2, 1, finishing it out here, walking my hands back towards my feet in that inchworm to come back up into a standing position. Nice job, everybody there. Grab a little sip of water if you need. And then we're gonna transition onto the floor. So find a comfortable seat on your mat, on the ground, as we transition. All right, I am gonna start seated. So in our seated position, I'm gonna start in a butterfly, so bringing the bottoms of my feet together. Knees are out wide. Play around with where your feet are. Closer to your body, the more bent that butterfly will be. The farther away your feet are from your body, the bigger your butterfly will be. Finding what feels good here. We're gonna grab onto our toes and then just gently lean forward into this stretch. Our knees are staying stationary, just open to either side. Focusing on that stretch you feel in the insides of your legs, in your lower back. We're gonna just hold this for another 10. And in 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna leave my feet in my legs in that butterfly position. Gonna come back up to a tall seated position. This time I'm gonna bring my hands behind my back. So hands are behind my back, fingertips are pointed towards the wall behind me. Again, find what feels best for you. The closer your hands are to your body, maybe the taller that you can sit up straight, the farther they are away, the more of a lean you have in your upper body. So find a position that feels good. We're gonna squeeze those shoulder blades together and push our chest out forward to really open up our hips, our chest, our shoulders here. And we'll hold for another 15. And in 3, 2, 1, and release. Gonna extend my legs long. Take that pressure off of your wrists here. We'll move into a little bit of a foot ankle stretch. So our legs are long. We're gonna start by pointing our toes towards the ground. So you really want to curl your toes down towards the floor. And you should feel that stretch in the tops of your feet into your ankles, almost like you're trying to get your toes to touch the ground while your heels are against the floor. So really pointing your toes strong, feeling that top of your foot stretch. And then from here, when you're ready, opposite movement, we're gonna flex our toes. This time our toes are gonna flex up towards the ceiling, and then trying to get it so that you wanna try to get your toes to touch your body. We can't go that far, but that's what the flex feels like. Feeling that stretch at the bottom of your foot. And let's just rotate between pointing and flexing our toes at our own speed. So I'm gonna hold each for about 10 seconds. And then I'm gonna switch. Now I'm going back to my flex. And then one more time into your point. And then finish out flexing those toes up to the sky. And in 3, 2, 1, let your feet go neutral here. We're gonna finish it out with some ankle circles. So gonna go clockwise. You can do one foot at a time, you can do both feet at the same time, but I'm gonna go clockwise circles with drawing those circles with your toes. So you're really feeling that ankle rotation as you're making your circles. Going clockwise here I like to make my circles, again, as big as I can to really feel that full range of motion. And in 3, 2, 1, and switch. Now I'm going to go opposite direction, counterclockwise here, still big circles. My heels are on the floor, so I'm really just rotating with my toes. And in 3, 2, 1, and let your feet go still. We are going to transition onto our knees. So I'm going to get into a tall kneeling position. My knees are on the ground, hip width apart. My butt is off of my toes. So I'm again in that tall kneeling position. My back is straight. Once you are in this position, we're going to move into some hip circles. So I like to have my hands on my hips. You can have them down at your side or wherever feels best, but we're going to start with clockwise circles with our hips. So bringing that right hip out to the right and then extending back behind you. You lean forward a little bit, your chest almost points to the floor. Then I'm going to come around to that left side and then back around. Same thing with the circles, going slow, exaggerating that movement. You should feel the stretch in each of your hips, in your core, in your lower back. And in 3, 2, 1, coming back to center, taking a moment here, and then we're going to go the opposite direction. Now we're going to go counterclockwise with our hip circles, starting by going to the left. Nice job here, taking some deep breaths through your movements as well, connecting your breathing as you move. And in 3, 2, 1, and release. Coming back to center, giving your body a moment to rest here. From here, I'm going to extend my right leg out to the right. So my right leg is going to be straight. My left knee is on the floor. Two options here. You can take this into a tabletop, so you can bring your hands down to the floor in front of you for a little extra stability support here, or you can stay in that tall kneeling position, whatever feels best for you. But that right leg is extended out straight, so I'm feeling that stretch now in the inside of my right leg. And we're going to hold it here for about 10 more seconds. And in 3, 2, 1. When you're ready, bringing that right knee back to the start. Taking a moment here. Now both of our knees are on the ground, hip distance apart. And when you're ready, same thing. This time we're going to extend that left leg out to the left. I'm just resting the side of my foot on the floor. Maybe you can rest your whole bottom of your foot on the ground. Whatever feels good here. And again, taking it into that tabletop position, if that helps with some support. Hands down underneath your shoulders in front of you. I like to have my hands on my hips, especially if you're in that tall kneeling position. And we're going to hold here for another 10. And in 3, 2, 1, and switch, bringing that bringing that left leg back in. We're going to finish out one more time here on each side. This time I'm going to stay in that tall kneeling position, extending my right leg out to the right. But now I'm going to take my right arm, reaching down that right side towards my right toes. So I'm adding in a little bit of a side bend here. That's just making the stretch a little bit deeper, also feeling it in your low back. Finding whatever range of motion feels best for you. And in 3, 2, 1, coming back up to center, bringing that right knee back down. And we're going to finish last time here with that left leg, extending your left leg out to the left. This time, my left hand is going to run down my left leg towards my left toes. I'm trying to keep my chest facing forward, my right shoulder pointing towards the ceiling. And in 3, 2, 1, and release. Take this moment here to let your body recover. I'm gonna sit back onto my feet to give my knees a little rest, but you can sit in whatever position feels best. I'm gonna grab a little bit of water. From here, let's lower onto our back. So we're gonna give our knees a little bit of a break before we finish with some tabletop stuff. So get into a position, lying flat on your back, taking your time to get there, extending your legs out straight in front of you, long. Arms can come down at your side. Once you're in this position, I like to just take a moment to let my body feel how it feels to be extended flat on the ground. Your back is flat onto the floor. Your spine is extended. From here, once you're ready, I'm going to bring my right knee in towards my chest. You can leave that left leg extended straight, or if it feels better, you can add a bend in your left leg. But with both of my hands, I'm gonna hug that right knee in towards my chest. Feeling our hamstring and glutes stretch here. It's another good one to add some foot movement into, some ankle circles, or that flex and point of your toes to stretch those bottoms of your feet out a little bit more. From here, we're gonna take this into a lying twist. So if it feels good for you, I'm gonna bring my right knee across my body over to the left. I'm still keeping it tight, hugged in towards my body. So keeping that bend in my right knee, I'm just moving my leg over my body to the left. Trying to keep my shoulders on the floor. So I'm really focusing on feeling that stretch in my spine. As an added movement, if it feels good for you, to extend that right arm long to the right, and then turn your head to face the wall to the right. So just adding that extra twist. And in 3, 2, 1, and release, bringing that right leg back over, lowering that right leg down to the floor, taking a moment to let your body recover before we switch sides. Once you're ready, this time on our left leg, we're gonna hug that left knee in towards our chest. I'm taking both of my hands on that left knee and just pulling in towards my body, using your own strength and resistance to find a position that feels good for you. Again, adding in some ankle movement, some foot movement, if that feels good. And then same thing when you're ready. This time our left knee is gonna come over our body to the right. Whatever range of motion you have, but you can also keep your shoulders on the ground, your chest facing the ceiling. And then as an added addition to the stretch, extending that left arm out long towards the wall to the left. And then this time turning to face your head to the left as well. And in 3, 2, 1, bringing that knee back over to the left, extending your left leg long, and then just taking a moment here to let your body recover. Once you're ready, this time I'm gonna bring both of my knees in towards my chest. So Kind of in this egg shape here. One hand is on each knee, hugging in, making myself into a really tiny ball, feeling that pressure of my spine against the floor. Maybe it feels good to rock from left to right, maybe a little forward and back as well. Giving yourself a spine massage against your mat, against the ground. From here, we're gonna move into a happy baby stretch. Your option is to do one leg at a time, to do both legs at the same time, or to just hold this little egg position, whatever feels good. I'm gonna start by pointing the bottoms of my feet up towards the ceiling, and I'm having my foot flat, so the bottoms of my feet are pointed towards the sky. With my right hand, I'm gonna grab onto the outside of my right foot, with my left hand grabbing onto the outside of my left foot. And then with your strength, added pressure, pulling down towards your body, pushing that spine into the floor and opening up your legs as wide as feels good for you. If you're doing one leg at a time, just lower that opposite leg down to the floor. You might feel the stretch in a little different way, but it might feel better. Whatever position and stretch feels best for you here. We'll hold for another 10. And in 3, 2, 1, I'm gonna release, bringing my legs back into that curled egg ball position for one more moment here. Once you're ready, we're gonna transition back into a seated position. So feel free, any way it feels good for you to get into a seated position, but maybe it feels good for you to rock back and forth in your egg until you can rock all the way up to a seated position. Again, whatever feels best. And taking your time to get there, I'm gonna grab a little bit of water before we transition into our final little flow before a cool down. We are gonna get into a tabletop position. So once you're ready, you've let your body recover, maybe you grab some water. Let's get into a tabletop. Hands are stacked underneath our shoulders, and then knees are stacked underneath our hips. Once you're in this position, let's flow through a little cat-cow at your own pace, or you can follow along with me. I'm gonna start by lowering my belly button to the floor. My spine curves down. My head lifts up to face forward. And then when you're ready, this time, my chin is gonna come to my chest. My belly button is gonna come up to my spine, and my spine is gonna come up to the ceiling. Kind of pushing away the floor with my body as I curl up. And then just flowing through both of those movements for about 15 seconds. This is another great stretch or flow to add your own movement into it. So whatever your body's telling you that feels good. I like to rock a little bit back and forth. Just playing and finding what feels good for your body as you're flowing through this cat-cow. And in 3, 2, 1. Once you're ready, my spine is gonna come back to neutral. We're gonna do a little chest opener, hip opener here. In that tabletop position, I'm going to extend my right leg long. My right leg is going to extend back behind me until my right toes are on the ground, but that leg is straight. From here, I'm going to shift my weight into my left hand, and I'm gonna raise my right hand, fingertips to the ceiling, so my chest is turning out to the right. Working on a little bit of balance here as well. Opening up our hips, our chest, our core. I'm trying to have both of my shoulders and arms stacked into a perfect straight line. And in 3, 2, 1, lowering that right hand back down, bringing my right knee back into that tabletop position. And we're gonna switch to the left. So now I'm going to extend that left leg long. My left toes are on the ground. My left heel is in the air. And then same thing here. This time I'm going to shift a little bit of that weight over to my right hand. So I can take my left hand, fingertips to the sky. Chest opens up to the left this time. Feeling that stretch. Again in my lower back, core, hips. And in 3, 2, 1, lowering that left hand back down. Left knee comes back into the tabletop. And we're going to flow through that one more time on both sides. Maybe this time, if it feels better for you, you can stay in that tabletop position with your knees instead of extending that leg long. But whatever option works perfect. Going to extend that left leg long. Sorry, back to my right leg. Extending my right leg long. Shifting my weight to my left hand. Right hand, fingertips to the sky. This time, if you want to add in some wrist circles, going clockwise with your wrists, wiggling your fingers, and then switch opposite direction. And in 3, 2, 1, lowering that right hand back down. Final time here, switching onto the left, extending my left leg long, opening left hand to the sky. Same thing, adding in some wrist circles, wiggling your fingers. And in 3, 2, 1, back into our tabletop position. We're going to finish here with some tabletop arm circles. So in that tabletop position, back is flat. This time I'm going to reach my right arm forward, trying to reach that wall in front of me, and then I'm going to do circles backwards, so extending that reach behind my back, and then coming back around to the front. So it's just arm circles while holding that tabletop. We are engaging our core, but also working on stretching our shoulders. And in 3, 2, 1, and switch. Gonna lower that right hand down. We're gonna finish it out here now on our left. Reaching that left hand, fingertips straight out in front of us. Gonna go circles backwards here with your left. If you're like me, my left side has a little bit less range of motion and I can definitely feel it. But just do what feels good here as you're reaching in front, up and behind with those circles. And in 3, 2, 1, and release. I'm gonna get out of that tabletop, sitting back onto my legs, giving my wrists a break, finding whatever position here is comfortable for you. Maybe grab some water, let your body recover. Nice job, everybody. From here, I'm gonna get on to my left side. So I'm gonna lay on my left, stacking my legs on top of each other. So my left leg is on the ground, my right leg is stacked on top. You can lower your complete side down to the floor, arms in, rest your head on the ground or on your arm, or you can use your arm to support your head. As long as that left leg is on the ground, right leg is stacked on top. We're gonna do a quad stretch. So when you're ready, I'm gonna kick my right leg back towards my glutes with my right arm. I'm gonna grab onto my right toes and just pull that heel in towards my glutes until I feel that stretch in the top of my right quad. If you are not feeling the stretch, try to create space between your right leg and your left leg and pull your knee back towards the wall behind you. Those couple adjustments might make you feel the stretch in a little different way. And we're gonna hold here for another 15. And in 3, 2, 1, and release. Extend that right leg long. We are gonna switch sides. So when you're ready, I'm gonna switch over to my right side now. You can just turn over. Same thing now, but my right leg is on the bottom. My left leg is stacked on top. I'm using my right hand to support my head, or you can rest your head down on the ground. This time, kicking our left heel back towards our glutes, with our left hand pulling that foot in towards your body until you're feeling that stretch in your left quad. Same thing here, making those small adjustments until you can feel that stretch in a way that feels good. We'll hold for another 15. And in 3, 2, 1, and release. Let that leg go long. Let your body recover here. I'm gonna turn over onto my stomach. So laying flat again, but this time onto my stomach, the tops of my legs. From here, I am going to put my forearms on the ground. My palms are flat. And I'm gonna raise my chest up into that cobra this time, but my arms are bent. So it's more of a sphinx pose than that full extension of your cobra. But chest is facing forward, feeling that stretch in your low back. From here, I'm gonna turn my head to face the wall to my left. Hold it for a few seconds. Bringing my head back to neutral. And then turning my head to face the wall to the right. And in 3, 2, 1, lowering my chest back down onto the ground. Taking a moment here, let your body recover. We're gonna do that one more time. Once you're ready, palms are flat on the ground. My forearms are on the ground. My elbows are tucked in on either side of my body. When you're ready, raising your chest up to face the wall in front of you. My hips are still flat on the ground. The tops of my feet are flat on the ground. I'm really focusing on that lower back. And if it feels good, you can add in that head movement from left to right. And in 3, 2, 1, and releasing that chest back down onto the floor. Taking a moment here to let your body recover. We have about 5-ish minutes left, so we're gonna get into a little cool down. We are gonna start by raising our body back up into our tabletop position, hands underneath shoulders, hips stacked over your knees. From here, I am going to bring my toes together, separate my knees out a little bit wider, and I'm gonna sit back into my feet for some child's pose. Keeping your arms extended out in front of you. Maybe you can walk your hands a little bit further forward. Your chest comes towards the ground. Maybe even your head comes towards the ground. And we're gonna hold this central position for about 15 seconds. And in 3, 2, 1, I'm gonna stay in this child's pose, but I'm gonna walk both of my hands over to the left. So I'm adding in a little bit of a side body stretch on my right as I'm still holding that child's pose, just finding a little bit extra stretch here. And we'll hold for another 15. And in 3, 2, 1, finishing it out here. This time walking my hands over to the right, both of my hands to that right side. Now I'm feeling that side body stretch on the left. Final 15 here in this child's pose. And in 3, 2, 1, coming back up to center, coming back maybe into your tabletop position, bringing your butt back to the ground. Let's finish out here for the last few minutes in whatever final position feels best for you. Your choice, a comfortable final position for the last few minutes. I'm gonna get flat onto my back, extending my legs long, arms are at my side. Whatever you choose here, I'll let your body recover. For the final few minutes here, think about how your body's feeling. If there's anything that feels like it needs an extra stretch, or maybe something that's just calling out to you, a movement, you can take this time to add whatever you need into your stretching today, or just reflect on how your body's feeling. Taking a few deep breaths. I'm gonna start to wiggle my toes, wiggle my fingers, maybe add in some ankle rolls to just start slowly adding some movement back to my body from that final position. And once you're ready, I'm gonna roll up into a seat from my back, really using my core to come back up to a seated position from whatever position that you're in, maybe finding a seat. I'm gonna just get into a seated position. My legs are crossed, but whatever seated position is best for you to kind of finish out our workout today. I'm gonna have one hand on each of my knees here, sitting up tall, feeling like there is a line from my spine through my head to the ceiling, sitting up nice and strong. Let's take a big inhale breath together, filling your lungs as much as you can, and then exhale through your mouth, through your nose, letting your body sink a little bit deeper. One more time, big inhale breath as you sit up tall. And exhale, letting your body sink low. To finish it out here, I'm just gonna shake it out, roll my shoulders a couple times, maybe turn my chest from left to right, wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, shake it out. Maybe you wanna make your way back up to a standing position, grab some water. However you wanna finish it out here. That is all I have for us today. Thanks everybody for joining me for our deep stretch. Hope you got a great stretch in, and we will see you next time. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Ashley.
Thanks.